Hello, it is iYikKam time again. So after I have released the YouTube on force flow, I received many messages, also seeing many arguments, debate, and challenging as usual. Okay. Actually, this is good because while I am facing all of this, I'm actually collecting data. That is the best way to know what people is thinking and how the community is thinking. Okay. Now, I like to share with you a very important message today. If we do not aware of this, we will be trapped, and it is no way out. Okay. So let me start to tell you my experience. I was 17 years old when I got the iYikKam Quit, okay, of the Xiu Lim Tao. At that time, my Sifu, late Grandmaster Cho Hong Choi, be able to decode a certain part, but a big part on the internal art. He told me I need to do research into it because a lot of things is lost and really we don't know what's going on. So that is the starting of my journey, and that changed my life. Okay. Since I like to be an engineer and I love the engineering jobs, so I track everything down. Okay. And what I found out is a lot of this saying today is actually not fit to the reality. Okay. And if I can model it this for you, I model it this way. Okay. It is like we are running a thinking computer in our mind, and we keeping looking at that as the reality. Okay. And we will not be able to see what is in front of our eyes. Okay. So usually is if somebody give us an idea or concept and we believe that's from a such and such grandmaster and so forth, we take that as reality, put in our mind and keeping running that computer and keeping use it as a reality while we don't even see what is in front of our eyes. In the Chinese Zen practice, there's a term on this saying. It says 对面不是观世音, meaning even the Bodhisattva of Avalokitesvara in front of us, we do not recognize who he is. So that's how serious it is. Okay, we just practically trapped inside there and we think that is reality. Okay. And today's internal art, most of it is that it has already lost track of reality. Is that serious? Yes, it is that serious. And if you look at in the argument in the Wing Chun forums on the force flow, what we can see is people is taking what they think and do not want to look at what is in front of them. Or maybe it is not they don't want, maybe they do not capable to. Okay. So I don't want to fault anybody, but this is the trend for past hundreds of years. Is like that. So you say, oh yeah, this is just opinion. No. In the internal art, in the Qi and all this thing, Mr. Nan Huaijing, Grandmaster Nan Huaijing, have wrote a book purposely try to correct the issue of the internal art practice. Because today is trouble. Whatever happened today is trouble. So I'm not the first one and I'm not the grandmaster. You read something like this book from Grandmaster Nan Huaijing, the top expert, okay, who have attained and accomplished what he's talking about. Okay. So in the West, we don't know about this. And even in Asia, most of us do not understand this. And so, since 17 years old, I track everything down. And at certain point, I get really fed up and I'm saying to myself, I'm not going to let anybody who is desire or wanting to study the Wing Chun going through what I'm going through anymore. No way. Why do I want somebody to waste 40 years or whatever years just to figure out, oh my God, all this is a mess. Okay? So, I take it like Mr. Nan Huaijing here. I pay the price. And those who really want to study don't have to go through that anymore. I am not perfect. There's still things which is I don't know, but at least to a certain basic, those who like to study do not have to go through that anymore because it's a dead end. Okay. So when I compose the common denominator, the 6, 13, 3, the 6 core element, and why it is the body, the mind, the breathing, the chi flow, and then parallel is the force flow or the strength, and then the momentum. If we ask this in the forum, 10 people will say, well, you know, that's your opinion, and I can have my opinion too, I can have my interpretation too. Once I heard that, I know they are running a computer inside there. The software programs that they don't see what in front of the eyes anymore. And whoever running thing inside there without seeing what in front is trouble. It's not going to get anywhere. But of course, it can be a continuous of argument. Okay? Because for them, they are right. Because what they see in their mind, they take that as a proper. Okay? Now, let me tell you what happened with the 6th core element. And it is actually deadly if we don't understand it. The first core element is a physical element. As what I explained, it's about biomechanics. Okay? And I purposely put out the state. State 1 is the opening state. Okay? I don't even want to talk about song, because today when you talk about song, everybody talk about song and song what. Okay? So I'm talking about specifically there's 3 states in the physical element one has to be able to handle. This is basic. This basic. Okay? The fact is this, and this not only that I say it is a fact, it can be proven, and actually it has been proven. Okay, anybody who spend 30 minutes and understand open of their body, they will never ever go back to stand in their iYikKam. Okay, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. That's it, what you need. So why is it? Have I tested it? Yes. From beginners Wing Chunner or 30-year-old Wing Chunner Sifu, once they go through their body open, they recognize it, they are not going to go back. Why? Or I bewitch him, or I bullshit him, or I make him believe or join my cult. No. The bottom line is this. Once one stop whatever inside there, and look at what in front of our eyes. Okay, in this case, be able to identify the open of our body. Once we recognize that, we are not going to go back on somebody's ideas, ask us to lock this knee and doing this and doing that, which is what? Violating the body. Okay? So up to now, a lot of people is running their thing in their brain, okay, running the program. They don't see even their body, because they do not know how it is open. And everybody you can see today, a lot of people who proclaim they practice internal art, they're keeping telling you song, song, song. What is song? And in fact, by just see people describe what it is, we can know is it running in their mind or they really see what in front of their eyes. Okay? So, one just have to spend 30-40 minutes, not a lifetime. Once experience open up their body, they never return. They never go back. Because they know, why do I want to screw up my body? It's just like when we recognize that we must not, when we drive a car, we must not slamming the brake at the same time we put the gas on. We will never do that anymore. Okay, so that's first core element. Now, as soon as one can get into the opening of the body, what they will experience will be their mind calm down. Okay, settle down. That is why the second core element is called mind element. At that state, one has to face this mind element. And as we know now, I make it simple. You have thinking, visualizations, intention, and you drop the thinking, visualizations, intention, you get the awareness. And then on the other side, you have the three states of the stability. Okay? That is where how from the biomechanics it lead to the mind state, the mental state. Okay? That is natural. Okay? And if one settle down the mind, get into the quiet, the breathing will automatically fine-tune itself. In Chinese, there's a term, okay, in the Chinese internal art cultivation, it said, 心静习自调, meaning that when the mind quiet down, calm down, the breathing regulate, taming down itself. Okay, that's why it get into the breathing element. Okay, however, as what I mentioned before, every element have their different state, and what I propose this, or what I compose this 13th state, is just a very basic state. If this state is not fulfilled, we can know for sure that person never ever see the hand in front of their face or their eyes. They just thinking, keeping thinking. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, because what this state is actually human biomechanics and human nature, the mind and so forth. One lead to the other one. If we violate that, or we jump from this to that, and usually people say, well, I want to have this mind power. You look at that. If your body is not open, what mind power? You don't even know if your body is stuck anywhere. What's mind power? And if you force the mind, the brain, for sure your breathing is going to get stuck. It's not my rules. It's just human. Okay? And at the time of when we get into the breathing element, the mind calm, the breathing element kicks in or surface, we know one thing. the diaphragmatic breathing naturally activate. Full body breathing surface. Okay? That's simple. You don't even have to think. Why do you have to think? It is natural that way. Human. Okay? Today in Wing Chun, we put our elbow, some put our elbow, the center line, all this thing. Think about it. Or I should say, observe it. This diaphragm is going up and down. You put your elbow in that center line, you're going to make the diaphragm movement stuck. Okay? So, where is the internal there? It's just a stuck. Okay? And then somebody say, oh, we need to sing qi to Dan Tian, and then they pull the intention here. As we know, when we put, the minutes we put the intention there, it creates tension here. When you create tension here, guess what? Your diaphragm is going to get stuck too. Will it go the full body breathing? No. Okay? So why is the ancient guys talk about, oh, qi xing dan tian? The meaning of the qi xing dan tian of the ancient people is saying what? It's saying that in the breathing, okay, it is like this is the center and this thing expand outward. It is not using your mind to do something here. It is like this is the center locations. Like if you look at the Da Vinci's picture, this is the center location and it expands out and in. Every pore of the skin is breathing. So there's no part of the body which is get in tension or tense out. None. But today's everybody try to squeeze that part, try to tai gong, do a whole bunch of silly things, which is what? Again, it is violating human nature. The body is not supposed to work that way, so they override it. And you're going to tell me that is internal Wing Chun or any internal art? And then even more ridiculous, okay? They'll try to do a whole bunch of stuff here, breathing, very, very heavy breathing and so forth. Let me tell you this. If you want to know breathing, the first step of breathing, it's very simple. The first step of Qigong, the proper one. You know what it is? Look at those people who play flute, Chinese flute, or those people who sing, the singer who sings soprano. They are Western singing. Because breathing got nothing to do with you are Chinese or you are Westerner or anything. Human is human. Those who sing soprano in music school, sing properly, they have a good handling of the breathing. Okay? Otherwise they cannot sing. That is the proper breathing. Okay? Not this, I need to sing my qi to Dan Tian, breathing here, I squeeze my here, or doing those kind of stuff. It never that. So, again, I like to tell you guys, we can see the guy, the people who sing soprano or sing opera everywhere, but we don't see it. We don't look at it. We take whatever program people fit us on qi xing to Dan Tian, which never work. That guy never make it work, and it is totally screwy. And then we try to dig into that and thinking that, or someday, sometimes that might perform magic. Why in front of us, all these people singing national anthems in the state and opera, we don't want to look at it. In the real life, that is the reality. If you want to have real Qigong, is built up from that basic. Not something here because somebody said something. Okay? So, We have gone through the physical element, the mind element, the breathing element. Okay? The next thing, once one have this handle, according to the reality or the nature of the human body, chi or the energy flow, will surface. Okay? Now, this day we heard people say you want to pay your attention to Dantian. You want to feel heat here, and then you want to have the circle flow up and down, and then you have the 3 Dantian here and so forth. Oh my God! That again is trying to create a whole bunch of sensation in the body which got nothing to do with the reality of human nature. In fact, it do more bad than good. Why? Because you disrupt the flow. If that is Qigong, I rather what? I rather live like a normal villager in a village doing usual things, ordinary things. That is better than practice those type of Qigong. That is why Mr. Nan Huaijing wrote this. For those people who practice Qigong, meditate, and a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, he explained and all, what is what, and the posture and so forth. The cause and effect. This is a technology. It is not something people lock into philosophy. How can you develop something if it's just a philosophy? It's somebody's idea. It got nothing to, if that thing's got nothing to do with reality. So, up to this point, did I talk anything about spiritual? None, zero. It's all this technology and based on the human body nature, right? And don't argue me on the sequence of the 6 core elements. The first 4 core elements is the body of the art: physical, mind, breathing, and chi. Channeling, chi flow. So, I didn't make that. I just report what is there. Like I report what is my how is my hand in front of my eyes. I don't even need to think. If I don't look at this, I keep in thinking, how is it supposed to report the proper thing? And how are you supposed to use your hand? If I hear, oh, maybe hand is like this, I think it's like this, I believe like this. Okay? It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. It is better I look at my hand and say there's 5 fingers in my hand because I'm a human. And there's 3 joints here because I'm human, you are human. You can see all this thing. And then you use it. You make use of it. Okay? So that is the first 4 core elements, the body of the art. If this is not developed and this is not recognized and developed, what are we going to do? Living in fantasy? So this is how serious is it. And then it comes the force flow. Because once one can handle this body, one will be really sensitive on the action reaction force appear in the body, physical body. Then one can go there. And then momentum too, because we move around. Okay? So all these things come nature. It is just 6.13.3, it just report whatever in front of our eyes. We don't even have to think. Okay, it's not a philosophy, it's not a concept. So if anybody want to argue me on that, I let them argue, I let them debate. Because the more they argue with me, the more they debate with me, I know they do not see what is in front of them. They're just thinking on their thought. And you cannot fault them. Why? Because they believe so. They thought whatever inside their mind. the thing running is real. Okay. However, if we use those type of stuff to train 小年頭尋橋標誌, might as well don't train it, because it's not going to go anywhere. It become a ritual, or somebody call it the Chinese ballet. Okay. So as what I say again, people like migh already wrote this thing to warn us. Don't go that way. It doesn't work that way, because in the ancient doesn't mean that way. For the qi, one has to enter into settle and silence, let everything surface. In fact, you want to let go. As in the Western we say, let go, let God. East and West have no difference. The body is the temple. Listen to the body. It just last weekend, I was in New York, and a friend saying that he heard from the philosopher saying that Sifu in the Kung Fu saying to his student, when the student asked, so who should I learn from? And the Sifu said, learn from the universe. And I told him, I don't buy that. That just telling me that the Sifu don't know anything. So I use the term. Your body is your temple. Learn from your temple. Why? If you don't see the temple in front of your eyes, you're not going to see universe. Okay? That's simple. And today, if we want to bypass the body or the temple to see the universe, we end up doing what? Fantasy inside our mind. Okay? So, I share with you today on this reality. Let's not get into all this spinning or everything inside there, but look into what's going on out there. There's a lot of things in Wing Chun. There's a lot of good things. Okay? And all this debating and all this argument is good, because it promotes more thinking and checking and so forth. But one first has to see what is in front of one's eyes. Without that, what is the point? So this is for you today.